Florida Congressman Randy Fine, one of the good ones. Sir, I mean, when you read some of this stuff, you're like, what am I voting for?
Stocking after listening to that monologue. Look, it's disgraceful. It's disgusting. And I've only been there 8 months, but I promise you I'll continue to do what I can to get rid of it. Because if we don't stop it, we're not going to have a country. I mean, that's the biggest issue.
No, you're 100% right, sir. And I look at this and, you've been attacked, too, for criticizing, endless checks to whatever is Stan. And people are like, hey, you need to fall in line and vote for this. And you're one of the few people who's like, wait, hold on. What? Like cartoon in Pakistan?
Yeah, look, we have to show that we can govern and we have to stand with the president. But that doesn't mean we can't do better. We have done better. We did the first rescission in decades. The One Big Beautiful Bill had the largest cuts to non-discretionary spending ever. And so we are making some headway. But what folks have to understand is with a razor sharp majority in the House and not 60 votes in the Senate, there are limits to what we can get done. And the best thing to do is get more people like me elected next year.
Yeah, what do you think about dumping the filibuster, though? Because Democrats are going to kick and scream over these Obamacare subsidies no matter what.
Well, I think it's something worth considering, particularly for must-pass bills. The minority party should not have the power to keep the government closed for whatever reason they want. And so for things like a budget that have to be passed to keep the government open, there's no reason the filibuster should exist.
Yeah, I actually happen to think the Democrats are going to do it the second they get back power, no matter what. So I don't know, smoke them if you got them. But Jasmine Crockett, I'm sure you guys are besties, right? She was asked about the fraud in the federal government, and in a classic Crockett fashion, she had this nonsense. Just watch this.
There is a lot of waste, fraud, and abuse in the federal government, though.
I'm not going to say that there's a lot. I'm going to say that it does exist. I'm going to say that it exists. I don't think that there's a lot. I think.
So why are we so in debt then?
We're in debt because we decide that we're going to reduce the income.
Well, does that make sense?
Well, look, there's waste, fraud, and abuse in Congress, and her name is Jasmine Crockett. I mean, the amount of stupid there is truly extraordinary. And look, you can see what's happened in Somalia, in Minnesota, with $9 billion stolen, what we're seeing in California with $70 billion stolen. Waste, fraud, and abuse is endemic in Washington. You highlighted specific examples that, by the way, wasn't fraud. Someone actually made a decision to spend that money on those ridiculous things. That doesn't count all the times where they're actually going and stealing the money.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right. I mean, these are documented cases that Democrats have completely glazed over. I want to get your opinion on something with AmFest in the rearview mirror. A lot of contention on stage, and one of the things that's come out, and it bothers me because we're seeing this thing where we're criticizing Megyn Kelly, who's criticizing Ben Shapiro. I mean, these are guys like both sides. I grew up idolizing their ability to debate and the market of free speech and ideas, and I'm watching them. Look, Mark Levin attacked me. I mean, like this is not what we should be about. And how do we mend this without tearing it apart further?
Well, look, I would say debating is good. Our party allows people to have discussion. Theirs is the one that shuts people down. But I do think there is this growing negative effect of anti-Westernism in our party. People describe it as anti-Israel. It is not. It's anti-Semitism, but it's more than that. And I think we have to be willing to call it out, particularly because a lot of these podcasters don't even believe what they are saying. They are paid to say it by foreign entities like Qatar and China. So we should be willing to have that debate, and people should be open to it.
Yeah, no, I'm really glad you say that, because I believe that, we're always like, we're the party of, if there's speech we don't agree with, let's have more speech about it. And I'm glad you made the point of anti-Westernism versus anti-Israel or something like that, because I think the word anti-Semitic is being thrown around, I think, a little too loosely, much like, racist was at the Black Lives Matter thing. And I'm worried that it's devaluing it when it does actually happen. What do you think, sir?
Well, look, I think there's real issues out there. When you have Tucker Carlson standing up in AmFest talking about how we should have more Muslims in the country, where France just had to cancel their Christmas and New Year's celebrations because of it, it is a problem. But what we also have to understand is criticism is not cancellation. I may think Tucker Carlson's the most dangerous anti-Semite in America, but I'm not asking Citibank to cancel his credit cards, and I'm not asking, the podcasters to take him off the air. This is America. You're allowed to be an idiot if you want, but that doesn't mean that we can't stand up and talk about it. We don't want our party to end up like the Democratic Party, where they allowed these pernicious ideas to enter their party. They used to be liberal, but they weren't insane. And now you just talked about people like Jasmine Crockett. They're lunatics, and we don't want the same thing to happen to our party. That's why I'm going to keep fighting to stop it.
They're literally electing pro-communist Hamas people. So, good luck with that one on the national stage. Randy Fine, pleasure, sir. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Coming up in a